Welcome back, folks. This time we are live in the field south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with a GPS going. That means we're on an order right now. Of course, welcome to the channel. My name is Mike. This is my best buddy, Jess. What's up, Jess?
Hi.
And we're on a run right now. Check it out. So it's like $8. I think it was like 25 cents. And it's 4 point some miles away. So what we're always looking for is that...
Turn right.
Gotta wait for the GPS, folks. That dollars to mile ratio, how much am I getting paid for the miles driven? It's basically $2. And remember, positioning, it's ending in a good area here. Now, we're gonna refer to Jess on this shift. She's the expert, drives in this area of the marketplace, and we'll see what we get. So talk to me, Jess, about a recent shift that you saw something really weird on the order request screen. What was happening?
Well, when the order would pop up, you know how it tells you like how much you're going to get paid and how many miles to drive, and it shows you where it's taking you.
Yep.
It wasn't showing any of that. It was only showing you the order itself and how much it was. No distance. It wasn't showing you like the little line pointing to where it was taking you. And it did the same thing. Like you had to decline, and you just had to keep declining because you didn't know where you were going.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Folks, let us know down below in the comments. So she was seeing an order with the pay, the restaurant name, but not the miles. Was this the glitch, a one-time thing, or do you think this was kind of an experimentation? Because frankly, new drivers like Jess, I mean, you might not know kind of what's the norm. So let us know down below. Okay, so we just finished that first delivery, and we were talking about, you know, you were navigating, it said 10 minutes, 4 miles to a hot zone on DoorDash. Mm-hmm. And I asked you, and I want you to know this, folks, how do you make the decision of, all right, I'm gonna drive back to a hot zone on DoorDash? Or, well, I said, you know, hey, why don't we just like drive down here and park, which is what we're doing right now. How do you make that decision?
I guess it depends on how far it is, because since it is like 10 minutes, your idea to stay here might be a good try. But right in that little hot zone, it's like, it's longer. Like, even if we get somewhat closer, I'll start getting orders when I get to that. You don't have to be all the way in the middle of the hot zone. Right,
exactly. So folks, we just got Chick-fil-A order, I think it was like $8+. It's 6 some miles. And here's the thing that you're gonna find, I think is what you'll find in more rural suburban driving is, you know, a little bit further miles, but this was headed, and this is what you said, Jess, it's headed back into that power strip, that hot zone that DoorDash was telling you that you were kind of headed in anyway.
Yeah, so that way I get paid to drive somewhere where I want to be.
All right, so we got a couple of orders that were pulling you or potentially super far north into the city here. And again, we're in the south of the city right now. So you didn't want those. We got this McDonald's, it was $6.25. What are your thoughts on kind of staying in your zone versus going somewhere farther away?
If it's taking me down in the city, I'm most likely not going to take it, versus if it's taking me, even if it's a little bit of a distance towards the mall, like I said, I would take that because I can make another round back this way. So I don't have an issue. It's not necessarily the distance, it's just like where exactly it's taking me. Now,
that one time you got pulled up to Shady Side, so you did take one of those, and then you had a kind of whole new experience of problems because like parking and stuff, you said.
Yeah, that wasn't a place I would normally go, but I was there for a reason, and I was like, I might as well just try it while I'm here. I made some good money for an hour, but it wasn't a place where I would stay for more than a couple orders because I didn't know the area very well. So I was getting very confused, trying to find places to park and where was a safe place to get out of my car without worrying about getting towed, and it was just more stress to me, honestly.
All right, folks, so we're waiting in kind of the middle, I guess, of 3 different power strips. We're looking for, of course, a good dollars to mile ratio, considering which direction Jess wants to go in. And we've declined one that was $3 for 4 miles. I think it was $10+, but it was 8 miles away. I think we can get something that's a little bit less miles here. So let's see. All right, we just got a Wendy's. Let's see how the numbers look on this one. Okay, so $11.25 for 7.4 miles. What are your thoughts on that?
That's not bad, because it'll take us down in Jefferson Hills. Yeah, that's not by the hospital. We can take that one.
Cool. All right, let's do it, folks. And, you know, what you will see, this is something you have to balance, is if you're doing this kind of more suburban driving is, yeah, the miles are going to be a little bit further. That's just how, you know, the markets are spread out here.
Starting route to 22.
So let's do it. Okay, let's talk about it. Chipotle, folks, it's a heated debate. Let me know down below in the comments if it's okay in your marketplace. But check it out. We got this stacked order, 2 Chipotles, same location, which is obviously what you want to look for. So what is your strategy when it comes to Chipotle? Have you been to this one? What are your thoughts on that?
This specific one has been the better one. The other one that was in Monroeville was the one that I waited 20 plus minutes. This one, every single time I've been there, I've maybe waited 5 minutes, but all last week they were just waiting on the shelf every time I walked in.
And you mentioned that the positioning looked pretty good. It seemed like we weren't going too far, so you're okay with that,
yeah,
right?
The one's just right up the highway and the other one's just into some housing complexes and back down. It's not going to be a big deal.
Cool. Let's get it. Wish us luck. No wait. It's going to be ready, of course, when we get there.
Let's hope.
Let's do it. So we've been driving for about 3 hours. You're going to drive for another hour or so here. And then, of course, we'll get to the numbers, stand to the end of the video. How do you think it's been? Are you hitting the kind of normal spots or getting into the rhythm? How's the shift been for you?
It's been pretty good so far, especially since you've helped in a couple situations where, like, there's been a dash that I'd probably take that probably would have caused a problem just because I probably would have taken it and then realized, oh, that probably would have been a good idea.
Yeah.
But it's good to have you here in that situation.
Now, it's 3 p.m. right now, so it's a Tuesday at the time of filming this video. How do you feel about this day of the week and time? Because we were talking about, all right, Mondays might be slower. So how do you feel about kind of like the time and whatnot right now?
Well, I'm doing pretty good for a Tuesday. I feel like middle of the week is okay for like lunch. So I think I'm hitting the goal that we have for a weekday.
Cool. So folks, we've got another hour to knock out here, and then let's get back to the house and you and I will go over the numbers. All right, I am back and I got all of the numbers from this shift today with Jess. Of course, you and I are going to go over that. And actually, by the way, can you drop a like on this video if you appreciate that kind of live in the field action with Jess today? Really going over one of her first shifts. I mean, we're counting on one hand how many shifts she's done so far. And we can use that to compare some numbers if they've been improving. So let's take a look. All right, so here are all of the numbers from today. Filming this on a Tuesday, of course, from 11:15 a.m. until 3:45 p.m. So looking at these numbers, I'll ask you first, does anything really jump out here? So total revenue earned $69.75. So the gross revenue per hour, let me comment on this here and definitely weigh your thoughts down below in the comment section. So $17.44. If you recall, and if you actually haven't seen really that first or one of the first shifts, I'll leave a card linked above, but just hit around $11, $12 in that shift. So I was happy. We're bumping that up slowly here. So now $17.44 respectively. So here is really the biggest point of improvement, I'll say, and I told this to Jess, and it's nothing that she did. This is, of course, like most anything, as you get the reps in, more expertise, and in our case here, expertise with your marketplace. That's the business miles and the earnings, the payouts per business mile. So 60.4 miles driven. Now it's a payout of how much she earned based on the mileage here, $1.15 paid out per mile. So I just mentioned, this is something I want to work on. And we were having a bit of commuting miles. So they call it empty miles or miles without an assignment. And it's commuting because it's basically repositioning. So frankly, I mean, I'll be real with you as I try to be here on the channel, is if you're driving rural, suburban driving, you're going to have more driving. I think you know this. I think it's common sense. Neighborhoods, what have you, things are more spread out. So you will have always really more driving than if you're driving in your metro, city marketplace. But 115 paid out per mile. My goal for you is a minimum of 175 paid out per mile. Here, when I drive in the city, basically in surrounding area, I'm aiming for $2 to $3 a mile. So we need to bump Jess up here. Again, 115. I would like to see that at least 175 paid out per mile. And that is, of course, as we say here, a measure of business efficiency. So you're not, wasting, putting all these miles in your vehicle and not getting some kind of reimbursement there. And because of that, if we go to our next screen here, there is a large tax deduction, $35.33 for those 60.4 miles. If you don't know how to get that, or how I get that, just take your business miles. It's obviously just business miles. Multiply that by the standard mileage deduction based on what the IRS gives you. Here in the US for 2022, it's 58.5 cents per business mile. So 0.585, just multiply that by your business miles. All in all, I would say, well, firstly, Jess is improving. It's good. The 17 an hour up from the $11, $12 an hour. And she's the one with the local expertise. She's the one that drives in this marketplace. So again, you will learn, I guarantee you this, as you do more and more shifts, especially on different platforms, of what's the busiest day, time, power strips, etc. in your market. So she knew, and we were talking about this. It was a Tuesday, and it's like lunch rush, basically, like noon until almost 4 p.m. here. So, maybe dinner rush would have paid more. And especially the weekends, or at least later in the week, like typically Thursday through Sunday might have done better. So actually stay tuned, because I had a lot of fun doing this. I'll be real with you. It was super fun to get out there and coach live. And actually, I think, Jess may have commented this in the video, that there were orders that were pretty far away that was kind of a 1-to-1 dollars to mile ratio that would have pulled her pretty far away. So I'm happy to coach. And again, it was a lot of fun checking out a completely different marketplace and all of that. So I appreciate you watching, and let me know if you want to see more shifts with Jess. I, for one, would love to see it. It's a lot of fun to do. So I appreciate, again, her sharing her time here. So if you did get value in this video, I appreciate you watching. Can you drop a like on this video? And you can also click or tap screen here for my newest video, as well as a video recommended for you. And I'll see you in the next one.